Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how to attract and how to build a strong and healthy relationship. Um, or relationships because I'm talking about both friendships and romantic relationships. So I've had a lot of friends and I have different kinds of people as my friends. I befriended both girls and boys, and now I consider that my circle is small but is very, very qualitative. And also, I'm in a very healthy romantic relationship with my boyfriend. I've gone on different dates with different kinds of people. So that's why I want to tell you my experience with that. I worked a lot on actually like building relationships and attracting healthy people, healthy minded people into my life. Oh my God. Okay, it's all good. First, I'm gonna give you a little bit of backstory. So, while I was in middle school, when I was in high school, um, I was friends with people that were manipulative or controlling, or sometimes with narcissistic tendencies. Sometimes there were girls that they seemed so nice and so good, but in reality, they spoke shit about me. I think just because they were jealous. Like usually people talk shit about you behind your back just because they're jealous. That's a fact, and that is 100% verified. Verified by many people, by me including. So continuing my backstory, I was friends with this girl and we've been in a friendship for a very long time, and I know she wasn't a healthy minded person, and at the same time I didn't know how to behave in this friendship. And that's why when I started working on myself, when I started reading books and listening to powerful people that talk on relationships and all of that, I realized that we grew into a very toxic relationship where I am not honest and she's trying to be honest, where I am not setting boundaries, where I'm not talking about them, where I don't say what I don't like and healthy communicating that. And at the same time, she took advantage of that and did whatever she wanted, and that made me uncomfortable, but I didn't tell her that. So there were like a lot of stuff because we also grew up a little bit different. So then I stopped. I stopped and I went into hermit mode. I focused on my studies fully because that's when I had to do my exams, my final exams in high school. And then there was the summer break where I also had to focus on myself, and I had to move to a different country. And there was like a very long period of my life where I was alone, where I didn't have very close friends, and my only close friend was my mom. So that's when I gave time to myself to rest from relationships. I gave time for myself to see my shadows, to work on them, to work on limiting beliefs. And that's how I want to start this video. It's working on your limiting beliefs. And I have a step-by-step guide on how to work on your limiting beliefs. First step is to write and describe honestly, what do you want to attract? What is it that you want in a relationship? For me, for example, I always wanted to experience real love. I always wanted to have a person that likes me and that I like them back, and that we are in a relationship and all that, like fantasy story. And so, you know what? I manifested it. I manifested it pretty fast. And it happened quickly, it happened amazingly, and I'm still in this relationship. This is the first step, is to describe it how you want it. You have to be courageous to Write down how you want it. If you want a 50-50 relationship, then write that. And how does it look for you? Here, it is very important to state how you actually want it to feel. When you describe the relationship that you want, the boyfriend or husband that you want, or the friend that you want, you are going to feel certain types of emotions, and you have to describe those as well. Like, that is my practice. I first describe what I want specifically. I'm not saying about like the height or the looks. Yeah, he has to look good. He has to be handsome or take care of himself, but it doesn't have to be a model. I don't want a model, but at the same time, I attracted a very attractive man. And after you stated what you want, you go to the second step. The second step is to ask yourself the right question. So, asking yourself the right questions is very important because when you ask yourself something, your brain functions this way that it automatically gives you the answer and finds you multiple answers or solutions to any issue, problem, or question that you ask yourself. So, for example, if you ask yourself, um, why am I beautiful? Then you're gonna have the answers for that. But if you ask yourself, why am I ugly? You're also gonna find answers for that. Yeah. So the question usually in this practice is, I'm gonna read it from my journal. So that is the canon moment. The question is, why am I not allowed to have and receive this? In order to understand the limiting belief. So, this question, why am I not allowing myself to experience this, to have this, to attract this, to see this in my life, is the question that then your brain finds the answer to as your limiting belief. Here, the most crucial thing to do is to be honest. It is that simple. You have to be honest with yourself about why you don't have this. Look, I had multiple occasions to have a very good boyfriend. The one that takes care of me, the one that, as they say, holds me in his hands. It's like, does everything for me, right? He's gonna wait as much time as I say. He's gonna keep giving me flowers and all that. Actually, talking about flowers, the tradition with these videos is that I show the flowers that my boyfriend gives me. Look, look at these flowers. They're little already like falling down because I forgot to change the water. But look at these roses. Beautiful. But the question that came to me was, why do I have so many occasions still to have this boyfriend? And I've been trying a lot of methods to manifest him, like write down all of his qualities, write down on the paper his qualities, like very unorganized pattern, and then write them in a list and write them in order, choose the 10 best. There were like a lot of methods to do that, but it still was, why am I not allowed to receive this? Why am I not allowing myself to receive this? Because he was already there. He's like, oh, let's be in a relationship. And I'm like, I'm backing off because he shows interest. And this is the moment that I realized the limiting belief. And a lot of the girls, a lot of the men actually have this limiting belief that if somebody is showing interest to you, is showing that they like you, gives you compliments, and treats you well, you are suddenly repelled by that. And when you like somebody, suddenly this person backs off. Why is it happening? Is because we are not allowing ourselves to be treated as we want to be treated. Um, so with me, I'm gonna share some personal stuff. I've had some limiting beliefs that I'm not mature enough. Like, I was told some stuff when I was a child, and I believe that I was not mature enough to be in a relationship. I know that sounds crazy. We listen and we don't judge. Okay? Then I also had this limiting belief that I share with you, that if I show interest, that person will certainly not have interest for me. And vice versa. If somebody shows interest, then I'm certainly not uh, liking this person anymore. To actually be honest with yourself, it may sound crazy. Some stuff that you have in your head is absolutely crazy. But you have to accept it. You have to write it down because the next step is the turning point. This is the fourth step and the last one is to replace the limiting belief. So what I mean by that is I wrote down that I am think that I'm not mature enough to have the relationship that I want. Next, to replace this limiting belief with a new perspective, with a new pattern, I wrote down that I am physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually ready and mature enough to be in the relationship that I want to be and to be treated as I want to be. That took like a few months to see the results because once you start working on something, the universe gives you situations to practice that more and show yourself that you are ready to receive what you want. The fifth step that you can add if you want to, it's not really a written step, it's just something that you have to acknowledge and be aware that you have to do, is to, when you encounter a situation, when you realize that, okay, this is the moment that I have to learn this and to put in practice the new belief, this is the fifth step, is to actually put it in practice. So for example, in the summer I worked at my parents' cafe, so I encountered a lot of people, I've encountered a lot of men, and thanks to the fact that I worked on my limiting beliefs, I became more confident. I changed my energy because once you work on your unconscious, on your shadow self, and the things that you accept that you have and you want to change those, is when your aura changes, is when your energy changes. You are starting to notice that you act differently, that you talk differently. Your response to some maybe good or negative feedback or words is a lot different. You are different. People sense that. Not all people are aware. Of course, like 90% of people aren't aware of what is going on and what they feel. But subconsciously, their attitude changes. And you feel that as well. So when I worked at the cafe, um, I've met this guy. And, our first encounter was like a 5-minute talk, not more than that. But my attitude in that was, if it doesn't like me, I'm okay with that. I'm gonna meet the person that I want. And I am mature enough to do that. I have all that it takes to be in a healthy relationship and to build a healthy relationship. And you know what? In like a month, he came back and he was begging to hang out, go on a date, uh, whatever you want to name it. And I saw that he's insistent and he wants it. He actually wants my presence. He doesn't want anything um, less than serious. He is actually serious about this. So I went on a date and it went very good because I was confident enough to flirt. Would I flirt if I would think that I'm not mature enough? Of course not. So now you have to ask yourself, why is it that you don't attract what you want? It's because you don't allow that, is because you don't think that you deserve it and you have to work on it. And this guide, step-by-step guide that I provided you, is is so freaking good. I think this is the reason I attracted my partner right now. This is the reason I attracted my friends right now, because my friend circle has changed a lot and people value me, people love me, and of course, I love people. I love my friends. And I'm so freaking grateful for the relationships that I have. But that wouldn't be reality if I didn't transform my desire and my wish into reality through action. You have to take this action, this practice. You have to do something about it. to make your wish come true. If you really want it, you're gonna take action for it. For it, you don't have to go out there and prove yourself to anybody. Work on yourself, and that is the action required. I just wanted to say that I'm so freaking grateful that I finally started this YouTube channel and I'm posting. Um, Even though this is the third video, I have started this many, many times. But I'm so freaking grateful because I feel like I'm finally in that state where I can allow energy and words to flow through me. Like a lot of awareness, analyzing, a lot of work that I'm still doing because we constantly learn has gotten me to this, to be a channel and for the, I don't know, for the universe to talk for me. And actually, with this channel, after I posted my first video, I did a practice this practice that I told you in this video. I did it in my current journal, and it's also pink, as you can see. They say that like when a girl starts to like pink is when she finally accepts her femininity and all that comes with it. So I think I have accepted my femininity. Also, for this practice, actually, for this step by step practice, I've noticed that I changed a lot. Like my behavior changed. I became better, and you know what? I am proud of the person that I became. So I hope you like this video, and I welcome you back to my channel. If you want from if you're here for more content or you're here the first time, I love you guys. Stay hot, healthy. How was that motto that I said in the previous video? Um, Stay hot, healthy, and happy. So yeah, bye bye.